Clouds. I hate clouds. What's their problem? Oh, hi. I'm Harold. I'm here to tell you a story about myself. Well, it's not really a story, it's just a thing that happened. Story kinda oversells it. Okay, first things first. I live in the city. So I was thinking about clouds when I was on my way to pick up an old friend, Chase. At that point, I had known Chase about 3 years, since college. When I arrived at his house, he was practicing his dancing. He was obsessed with music. Probably more obsessed with it than he was real life. Even though we had agreed to head out for Carousel Hill at noon, it wasn't until 1 that I was able to pull him away from his house. I can't remember if taking a trip to Carousel Hill was my idea or his. I'd like to take credit for it, but if he were still here, he'd probably like to take credit for it as well. You've probably never heard of Carousel Hill, and that's alright, I guess. Really, Carousel Hill is only known for about 3 things. It's surprisingly profitable indie music, it's tourist traps, and it's pears. Really, the trip was brought on by our desire to get out of town for a little bit. All our friends were moving on with their lives, and we felt somewhat stuck. Chase's old girlfriend had just gotten married in this nice big old church. I don't understand why they broke up. It was a 13.5-hour drive to Carousel Hill, through every type of terrain you can imagine. But it passed by quickly. Chase had made us a mix CD for the trip. He called it Songs of the Sinner. It had 10 tracks, and each track was matched up to a commandment, and was about how one felt when breaking it. We listened to Songs of the Sinner 3.5 times before Chase popped the CD out and tried searching for a local radio station. That night, we stayed at a small little hotel outside Nashville. It had been a long day, but when I tried to go to sleep, I just couldn't. It ended up being a long night, and time seemed like it was stretching out in every direction. Not only that, but I had eaten a bunch of really spicy wings, and this gave me a series of weird dreams, each one weirder than the last. I dreamed I was in space. I dreamed I was in the ocean. I dreamed I was being born again. When I woke up, Chase was gone. He was out in this nearby park looking up at the stars. I walked up to him. After a moment, and without me even saying a word, he started talking. When I was a child, I often wondered why mountaintops were cold if they were closer to the sun. I mean, I eventually learned how stupid and wrong I was. But on this gut level, I still don't know if I've ever really accepted it, Chase said. It's weird how much I think I know, but probably don't. It's really weird how much I will never know. There's more stuff out there than I don't know than I do. And I think that's a good thing. This would all seem really small if there wasn't. The next morning, we got up and made it to Carousel Hill. We had a good time. We listened to the surprisingly profitable indie music. We ate the pears. And we fell into the tourist traps. It was pleasant. And pleasant doesn't always make for good stories. And that was our last trip together. Chase died about a year later. He was survived by his father, Walter, a teacher, his brother, Matthew, a tennis instructor, and his sister, Sandy, a doctor. The newspaper called his family survivors. I thought that was weird. Sometimes I try to tell other people stories about some of our adventures, but ever since he died, me talking about Chase gets people real uncomfortable. I can't talk about his death, and I guess I can't even talk about his life either. In the last few weeks, I've tried to piece together a little short about our trip to Carousel Hill in Photoshop. To, preserve, I guess. Did I learn anything? Did I grow? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I like to think so.
in a moon lounge on a Saturday night. Lightning's in the glasses and hiding in their eyes. Devil's playing checkers, Jesus plays chess. Find yourself a lover and bring her to your night. Damn, the house is lonely, no wood for the fire. Prison swallowed life up like a whale-sized empire. Slower than slow, I cannot run the madness. A lonely, 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 a strange taste of sadness.